and gentlemen, this is Lions Den with another news and commentary. We have another mass shooting overnight. 4 people have been killed in a Southern California office. So this article comes from the New York Times. It says 4 people, including a child, were killed in a shooting at an office building in Southern California on Wednesday, the authorities said, bringing a deadly close to a month consumed by a series of high-profile cases of gun violence. The gunfire occurred around 5:30 p.m. in Orange, California, about 30 miles southeast of Los Angeles, according to the authorities. A fifth victim, a woman, was hospitalized in critical condition with a gunshot wound. A suspect was also hospitalized in critical condition with a gunshot wound, the authorities said. 2 police officers discharged their weapons at the scene on Wednesday, and both officers were wearing body cameras, said Kimberly Edds, a spokeswoman for the Orange County District Attorney's Office. It was unclear as of Thursday whether the suspect injuries were self-inflicted or were caused by officers discharging their weapons, said Ms. Edds. Said adding the charges against the suspect will likely be filed sometime on Thursday. It was not immediately clear what led to the shooting, and additional details about the victims and the suspect were not available for police officials. They said a firearm had been recovered at the scene, which covered 2 floors and courtyard area of the building. In March, 2 mass shootings, one in Atlanta and the other in Boulder, Colorado, occurred within a week. In Atlanta on March 16, a gunman shot and killed 8 people, 6 of them women of Asian descent, at 3 spas. On March 22nd, a man stormed a grocery store in Boulder, killing 10 people. The shooting in Orange set people on edge both near and far from the scene, in part because until the shooting in Atlanta, it had been a year since there had been a large-scale shooting in a public place in the United States, according to Violence Project. But researchers say that the kind of violence that unfolded at the office building never went away in the pandemic. It simply went out of view. Data from the Violence Project shows that in 2020, there were more than 600 shootings in which 4 or more people were shot by one person, compared with 417 in 2019. Lieutenant Jennifer Amat, a spokeswoman for the Orange Police Department, said at a news conference on Wednesday night that officers had responded to an area of 202 West Lincoln Avenue near Glassell Street after reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, the shots were still being fired, and the police found several victims, officials said. Emma Soto, 26, who lived in an apartment near the building, was doing laundry when she said she heard 7 to 10 gunshots. It just sounded like a popping sound, she said. It didn't really sound like how you would imagine it, like in the movies. We're hearing of all of these shootings going on, so I just thought another shooting, but we never imagined it would be that close to us. Almost immediately after hearing the gunfire, Ms. Soto said several police vehicles pulled up. She watched as officers emerged from the vehicles with their weapons drawn. The officers ran towards the building, she said. The neighborhood is typically quiet and peaceful, and is largely Hispanic, said Ms. Soto, a manager at a nearby big box store. It's scary, she said of the shooting. Hope Orozco, 27, was with her 3-year-old son at a neighborhood house where she said she heard the gunfire. She said her son liked to watch her neighbors' children play Call of Duty, the popular combat video game. At first, she said she mistook the commotion outside for the sound of the game. I was like, wait a minute, is this from the TV? Ms. Orozco said. She realized it was real after noticing all the players were connected to the headsets. Hector Gomez and Edgar Gonzalez worked at a roofing business located on the first floor of the building where the shooting occurred. The 2 men, along with the residents who were at the scene on Wednesday night, said they believe the shooting took place at a real estate office on the 2nd floor. The window of the office appeared to have been shot out. Mr. Gomez said the woman who ran the office sold more mobile homes and would often bring her son with her to the building. He's a cute little boy, Mr. Gomez said. The two men said they were convinced the woman and her son were among the victims. The woman's SUV was still in the parking lot as the police conducted their investigation late into the evening. Mr. Gomez and Mr. Gonzalez usually leave the office around 5:30 p.m. when the shooting happened. On Wednesday, they left early. They came back after hearing about the shooting from their boss. It could have been us, Mr. Gomez said. I don't want to say this, but it probably would have been us because we're always the late ones here. Orange is a city of 139,000, less than 6 miles from Disneyland. Late Wednesday evening, about a dozen police and fire vehicles blocked the wide Lincoln Avenue. The squat commercial building where the shooting took place is mostly surrounded by homes and apartment buildings. The beige, low-rise buildings in Orange houses several businesses, including a property management company, insurance agency, and a consulting firm. The owner of an auto repair shop next door, who asked not to be named, said he heard around 4 gunshots. A few minutes later, he said the police surrounded the building. He heard at least 10 more gunshots after that, he said, though he still did not know exactly what had happened. It was weird to have something like that happening next door, he said. We never heard anything like that before. Lieutenant Amat called the shooting a tragedy for the victims, their families, our community, and our police department. She said that the city of Orange had not seen an incident like this since a rampage in 1997 at a Caltrans maintenance yard in which a gunman killed 4 people and was later killed by the police in a shootout. Governor Gavin Newsom of California said on Twitter that he was jolted by the shooting. Horrifying and heartbreaking, he said. Our hearts are with the families impacted by this terrible tragedy. Representative Katie Porter, a Democrat whose district includes parts of Orange, expressed her sorrow on Twitter over the shooting. I am deeply saddened by the reports of mass shooting in Orange County, and I'm continuing to keep victims and their loved ones in my thoughts and as we continue to learn more, she said. My team and I will continue to monitor the situation closely. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the New York Times article. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third mass shooting that's been happening since last month. You know, we as a people should have known of situations like this. So it's 4 more people being killed in this Southern California office, including a child. So you think about it. 3 mass shootings all last month. It was all in the month of March. We still didn't get over the Atlanta shooting, and we still didn't get over what happened in Boulder, Colorado. So now we have the third mass shooting, which was last night on March 31st. Y'all, tell me what you think about this. I mean, this to me shows you that the mass shooting continues in the suburban neighborhoods. And I've been talking about what happened, basically what happened in Virginia Beach. And it turns out it was no mass shooting. It was just 2 separate shootings in the same vicinity. And now, officially, this has been the third mass shooting within a month, or basically within all of last month of March. So y'all let me know what you think. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, it's Lions Den signing off. Deuces.